welcome to A&P Spot Talk, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't been doing podcasts in a while, and today we have a special guest, which is SSA House, also known as Star Smog Alignment, correct? SSA. And we have a special topic today, which is autism. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about the background about SSA, about you guys, because you guys are throwing this event on the 17th. So we're going to start about like who you guys are, what's your mission and vision of your company, and you know why overall, like why you like working there, and why do you like what you do? So let's start off with Quo over here.
Hello, everybody. So we started SSA back in 2016. It was me and Ben, and then a few years later, we brought on Mike. So we usually like to work on a lot of vehicles, anywhere from like exotic vehicles to rigs. We pretty much do everything. We like to host this event in about 2 weeks because we feel like we want to give back to the community.
And what did you start off? I mean, what year did you guys start?
Back in 2016.
2016, and you guys started with what your main focus was? Alignment and smog, or
alignment and smog. That's what we started off with. Yeah.
And then you guys growed into what?
Well, originally we just want to focus on just basic alignment and smog, but we've been getting a lot of customers kind of like asking us to do more work. But during at the time, our facility was kind of small; it couldn't house much of the bigger cars, so we kind of kept it simple. Then over time, we said, hey, you know what? Let's just open up our service and expand the service now. So we got a bigger facility, bring in more team members and help, pump up the cars. And that's how we got Mike involved. And Mike is actually our shop foreman.
Nice. Shop foreman. Mike, tell me about that. What does that mean when you're the foreman? I mean, what do you do over there?
I do everything, and I just whiplash everybody that's over there.
that sums it up, yeah.
Get the shop going smoothly, get it running straight.
Yeah, it seems like foreman is a very big responsibility over there.
Yeah, it is. It is, yeah.
So you're like you orchestrate majority of the operations there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've been working how long?
Well, with them since what was that 2019?
19, yeah.
19,
and prior to that, though, you had your own shop. You were on your own, right?
That was like 10 years ago before that. And it was tough, but now we have a good crew, and it's where I belong.
Yeah. So you've seen the transition. You've seen yourself with your own company, and then now you're working for a company or with a company. How does that make you feel? Are you at your job, do you feel like time goes faster? Do you have more responsibility?
Definitely. There's more responsibility. Time goes faster. I mean, we're having good times, but then also we're doing good work.
Right.
So, we're pumping cars out too. So.
And what do you drive?
I drive a 2016 Toyota 4Runner.
Yes, and if you see his 4Runner, guys, it's pretty badass. He has a lot of mods. So like the showcase of SSA when it comes to the rigs, correct?
Right. Yep.
Awesome. And then so you guys came together now as a team at SSA. So a lot of camaraderie, a lot of brotherhood. Yes. That turned into getting more business and more marketing and more networking, correct? Right. All of a sudden now you guys are doing OC Autism after a few years of inception since 2016.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to you? Why OC Autism? Why this group particular you're supporting? Why is it?
Well, the reason why we choose OC Autism, because I believe the founder, Julie, reached out to us about a year or 2 years ago that they needed help to raise funding because she does her annual Christmas event, but they were running out of cash because COVID hit. So they couldn't do any toy drive. They couldn't do any fundraising. So then she reached out to us this year. And usually we do 2 big events out of the year, one for summer and one for winter. So this summer, we didn't really have a charity that we were working with really close, but we had other charities that we've been doing throughout the summer, like Chalk, Chips, and Toys for Todd. So we added another organization to our collection is because a good friend of mine, his kid has autism, and I see how sometimes they struggle with it and they need an outlet, kind of like a place for kids to kind of release and be themselves without being nervous around other kids, right? So with OC Autism, Julie is a founder. She also is a speech therapist, can kind of help address these issues to like family members that are in need of her help. And the good thing is it's a free clinic, right? And it's very confidential. So anyone can just call her direct number and she can provide a service if you need it.
Where's she located at?
She's in OC.
Where specifically? Do you guys know,
Westminster is where her main office is. And the reason why she called it OC Autism is because OC stands for our community, right? So that's why she called it
Our
OC
community.
Autism.
Our
Yeah.
community.
So it kind
Nice.
of brings the community together. And by working with her, we like to give back to the community. So working with her, she has the same foundation that we have, is just totally giving back wherever we can, right?
Right.
So I do this for myself and also because to be a role model to my kids that say, hey, I'm giving back. I want them to expose to what I do. So when they get bigger and older, they kind of say, hey, dad does the same thing. Let's carry this legacy that he does, right?
Right.
If we can give back at this moment and if we could afford it, then just do it. You know?
So the past 2 years, as you said, OC Autism was going down because of COVID.
Yes.
SSA House was increasing in business because you guys are essential.
Yep.
And people are going out rigging and fixing up their cars because now they have time to do that. So the past 2 years, you guys have been making good business. So the last 2 years, you've been probably saving up to give to such a foundation such as OC Autism.
Yeah.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So what a blessing, right? What a
Yeah.
blessing how where you see OC Autism going down in terms of their revenue because of you can't gather.
Yeah.
Where you guys though, you guys are totally opposite. COVID has actually helped you guys to do more business. What a blessing. That's awesome.
Well, because in the automotive world, you can kind of see the trend changing, right? Everyone went from lower cars, and now they have family. Then they got into vans, and they start fixing up vans. From vans, then became overlanding because everyone was cooped up in the house for so long.
Right.
But hey, where are the outlets we can go? The mountains, camping, outdoor stuff. So everyone starts buying these 4x4 vehicles and start fixing them up, and then now they can enjoy it. That's what we build them for.
Nice. So tell me now about the core business of SSA. Now tell me, I know you guys do rigs, right? Tell me what do you do with the rigs? You raise them? You do suspension? What do you do?
We do everything: suspension, bumpers,
Electrical work,
electrical,
like for lightings. Yep.
Whatever the customer wants. We can fabricate, we weld, cut,
Nice.
Supercharged.
supercharged.
Nice. So you do engine work?
Engine work, yeah.
All right.
Pretty much from A to Z.
Exhaust, everything, right?
Exhaust, everything.
And then, and on top of that, you do what? You do also the automotive car
Yeah,
in terms
general
of like
maintenance.
exotics.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do. Tell me, like you do like just a regular Toyota Camry all the way up to
Like a Ferrari,
Ferrari,
Porsche.
Ferraris, Porsches.
Lamborghinis.
And what do you guys do for those cars? Are they just basic maintenance, or do you guys do like major services? Or
We do major service on those cars. Also modification, like exhaust wise, lowering springs, wheels. Pretty much from your basic mods to like your super slam mods with the wheels, offsets, and stuff
Right.
like that. Yeah.
Swapping out motors.
Yeah.
For example, we got a customer, he wanted to put a supercharger in his Porsche 997, so we did that for
right,
him.
right.
Yeah.
So you guys work with, let me say this, millennials. You have the millennial market, like the younger, like high school. You want to
Yeah.
be cool and early college, right?
Yeah.
But then you have also your mature audiences, which is the Porsches.
Yeah, like
And-
Bane, right? With the supercharger, right, Bane?
Yeah, Bane Mendoza. Shout out to
Yeah.
PPF surgeon, right?
Yeah.
Those are designs.
Right. So you guys work with other, as the network builds, SSA works with other vendors such as Bain.
Yep.
I believe also you mentioned Trail Wolves and other partners. Tell me about the relationship there. Like why do you guys need to do that? What's the synergistic relationship about that?
It's kind of building the relationship with amongst others in our community, right? So we like to do a lot of collab work, kind of build the community closer and tighter, like more like a family. That's what we're doing. The core stuff with SSA that we build is among relationship and family values, right? So that's why we get all the families together. We get our kids hanging out together, so when they were small till now. My kids and Mike's kids went to the same elementary school. Now their kids are in high school. My kids still in elementary.
My kids will join you elementary this year.
So, pretty much just being a role model and and get them off the screen. The main focus is get kids off the screen, right?
Off the devices.
Yeah,
That's good.
They're too focused on that, and it kind of brainwash them, make them more lazy. I think technology is good, but at the same time, it can also be bad, right? So get them out to nature, get them exposed to everything where they can survive on their own if they don't have any internet or any device in front of their face.
Right.
Yeah.
So I also heard you guys do, I believe it's called Track Day. Tell me about the track that you guys do.
We do track support for our specialty customer, like cars that we service that track purpose. We do like roadside assistance. Like if we go out there to a track and we see any of our cars that we work on, which is our customer's car, has our decal. Every team member at SSA House knows if there's a decal on our cars that we worked on, then we always have to pull over and kind of check it, see if they need help or anything on the side of the road or on road, off road, or racetrack.
Okay. Yeah. And then tell me about, I believe it's called Cool Collective, P Club. Tell me about these groups that you guys coexist with.
P Club is a bunch of Porsche guys that goes around, like do meets, also give back to charity. And those are the type of group that we like to work with, right? So mainly socializing, networking, getting to know people, and build more friendship, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
So we want to shout out to Andrew Chung, P Club, Andrew from Cool Collective.
Manley from Cool Collective kind of brought me in and kind of introduced me to his world,
right?
And his friends. So I'm grateful for that.
That's great that you guys share that kind of love, and again, the synergistic that you guys could promote other groups for them to come to your shop and to and other vendors. So they help you out with their cars, and you guys could problem solve together. I'm imagining that if SSA, which is rarely happening, but if you guys can't solve a problem, you probably have outlets to people to help.
We work with a lot of shops, and we have our lines that we work with, right? For me, and the whole core of SSA is that there's enough pie for everybody to eat, right? You don't have to eat the whole pie. Just eat a quarter and you'll be happy, right? As long as my family's taken care of, our bills are paid, I'm happy with that. So no need to be greedy. This world is big enough for everybody, you know? So so that's why we don't want to build any enemies and stuff like that. We want to build more lines.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, let's jump now to OC Autism. Let's talk about that meet on 7/17. Tell me about this meet. Tell me what are the goals? What are we going to meet? Who's going to be there? I mean, tell me what's happening with that.
Well, I think everybody in the neighborhood is going to be there.
Okay.
We're going to have a lot of vendors, a lot of food vendors. It's going to be like the OC, what's that, 626 night market? Like that.
There's also going to be 4 DJs be there too.
Okay.
Battling out as a contest.
Yeah.
What's the goal though? I mean, it seems like you have all these vendors and it's going to be exciting. What's the goal though?
So our goal is trying to raise more funding for OC Autism, right?
Okay.
So that's why we brought in these vendors that want to participate in our event, is because each vendors, whether it's a product selling or a food vendors, all sales and proceeds goes towards OC Autism, right? A proceed goes to it, right? So therefore, the more you spend there, the more they raise the money towards the foundation. So it's also a tour drive. We also sell raffle tickets to win prizes.
Okay.
And all the raffle ticket sales goes to the foundation.
So all the donations then from
All the
sales.
All the sales, everything will go
OC
to them.
Autism.
Yep.
And they will also be there too. They have their own booth. If you like to donate, whether it's $1, $5, $1,000, whatever you want, whatever you could afford to give back, anything would help, right? Any penny would help. You can just scan their barcode and it takes you directly to the website, and you can donate directly on the website too. And they're also a 501c corporation, which is a tax write-off. So if any big corporation want to donate, it's also a marketing expense for you guys, and it works well for everybody else.
And how many sponsors do you guys have for the event? I saw the marketing flyer. I don't know if you could pull it up, but there's tons of vendors here.
30 something.
Yeah, there's
vendors, right?
more, but since we had the deadline, certain vendors couldn't get their logo in time, so we couldn't constantly making new flyers. So we just decided whoever's already set, we just put those flyers together. But excuse me, there's more logos coming in.
Okay.
So we'll make new individual flyers for each vendors.
Okay, so one particular vendor that I want to call out is MK Lighters.
Yes.
MK Lighters, I've heard from you guys, there's a very big supporter, and also I believe you co.
We've been communicating with Marlon a lot. He's our main point of contact with MK Lighter.
Okay.
They're giving us their facility to have the venue. So we'll have our event right there at their facility.
Okay.
City of Industry.
All right. City of Industry.
Yeah.
What time? What time does it start? Like, what time should people arrive?
Well, 10 to 3.
10 to 3. 10 to 3. Okay.
It'll be on a Sunday, so nobody's doing nothing on Sunday, so might as well come down and enjoy the day.
Right. Okay. So 10 to 3 on 7/17.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of food. Kids friendly. Family. Bring your pets. If it's not too hot, you can bring them. It's pet friendly, family oriented.
Should people bring their own chairs? I mean, is there an eating place? Is there? How can we prepare the crowd? I mean, how to have a good time? Like, do they bring their own chairs? What do you suggest? Any suggestions?
Most people will come with their rigs, and most rigs come in. They're pretty equipped with the camping gears already, so I'm not worried about that.
All right.
It's gonna be a lot of foot traffic, so just kind of like imagine you going to OC Fair. You don't bring a chair with you, but you can if you like. You know. But yeah, there's a lot of space you can lounge if you want to, but it's gonna be hot. There's
gonna be toys for the kids. I mean, there's things to buy. I mean,
there'll be a lot of things to buy. Right. Speaking of chairs, the food vendor, I'm sure some of them will have chairs and tables set up where people can just sit and eat. But there will be a bus that the kids can play. So
a maze.
Right? Wow. Okay, great. Awesome. That's good to know. A maze for the kids, huh?
Right.
So very family friendly.
Yeah, very.
All right.
That's the core of our events.
And how about in terms of swag? I see Mike right now. You're wearing an SSA Trailwolves shirt
collab right here.
So there's going to be swag. I'm assuming to be sold. There'll be tickets for what? Raffles for what?
Raffles for prize. So we got some Japanese company that we're working with, Good Smile Racing. They're actually a racing company in Japan. They have quite a few businesses out here in Torrance, and they kind of sell anime toys.
Japanese anime toys. So there'll be a lot of them there.
Yeah.
So whoever's a fan, make sure you guys show up.
Like big Star Wars figures. Big ones. Yeah. So they have a lot of those stuff that they're donating for the raffle. So each raffle ticket is going to be $5 per raffle tickets.
Right.
So you can buy as many as you want. There's also Wolfstone? They're a refrigerator for your cars, for your off-roading. So you can plug it into your 12-volt, keeps your drinks, your food. It can convert into a freezer or a cooler, whichever you want. So they got a couple of those to raffle off. We got a couple of companies like Total Chaos going to give out some swags. A lot of vendors donating a lot of stuff to give away.
That's good.
Yeah.
Autism is very I don't want to say
autistic.
Not autistic, but autism is it's very prevalent right now. With the food and with Gen X and all that. Cole, you were telling me about it hits personal to you because you're related or
So I have a cousin. He's diagnosed with autism, but growing up. My uncle, my aunt didn't know, right? They just said, "Oh, what's wrong with him?" As he go through school, then school doctor say, "Hey, I think your son has autism." So that's my cousin's grew up. He's always every time we talk to, he always kind of face away and doesn't really know how to talk.
Right.
So I kind of knew the feeling of him growing up,
Right.
So that's why I decided that we should do this event to help bring more awareness
to you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it relates it into your family, you're more if you're more of aware. Of the challenge, right? Yep. I don't want to call it disease. I don't want to call it like that, but if you were more of the challenge and what they go through, I think it hits home where you want to support such a. And there's a lot of autism
spectrum, right?
And there's spectrum, but there's a lot of companies that you could support with this. So this could be probably maybe the domino effect. I mean, maybe. At least you could support some other medical groups as well in the future. Just as long as we get a good support group. You guys are great networkers. You can have a great shop. What are your future endeavors? I mean, what would you want to have another location? Tell me about SSA now. Let's go back to SSA. What do you guys want to do now? I mean, after this event. I mean, after you got all these vendors, you orchestrated this nice event. What do you guys want to do afterwards? What are your other plans?
We're looking to expand to a bigger location because we started doing CNC in-house now. We recently purchased a CNC machine. So we're making a bunch of products for the overlanding market, like our Fairlead or shim spacers, kind of help with the problems that we noticed that these trucks that we work on. And no one's supporting it, so we decided to make our own.
Nice.
So we have a few products coming out.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, I think, this concludes our little podcast here. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and shout out your IG and your Facebook. Go ahead and shout out for SSA and others.
Yeah, SSA, you can also find us on Instagram. It's SSA HAUS. That's our Instagram page. And just to recap regarding the event, the location and the address is 13942 East Valley Boulevard in the City Industry. And the zip code is 91746. Okay, and it's July 17th.
From 10 to 3.
From 10 to 3. Yeah.
All right. Well, as me, Lee Natividad, or as you know me as Bobby, AMP Staffing Network is 100% supporting your cause, SSA, and the event. As we know, I'm in the medical field. We are in the medical field. And I'm very proud that you guys invited me to support your event, and I'm very glad that you guys, called me out to share the cause, because I really believe in you guys and then believe in your company, and I believe a lot of people who you hook up with, I believe that is all going for the OC Autism and Julie, correct?
Yes.
Julie, shout out to Julie. Julie doing a great job. Julie Dip. I'm very glad. I saw the Saigon TV episode. Very cool. And I just want to thank you, Julie, personally, that you hooked up with a great company, and we believe in your cause, and we wish you many more years of success. All right, here we go, guys. AMP Spot Talk, where you guys are on the spot. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Stay tuned. Follow us. All right, take care. Bye-bye.